Welcome to Baseball Does Exist. Let's talk about the subject that's on every baseball fan's mind right now. The monumental blockbuster Juan Soto deal. $765 million over 15 years. Now, first, I don't agree with the 15-year contract for anybody. But there are much smarter people than I that are cutting this deal with Juan Soto. So maybe someone in the Mets organization is seeing something that I am not. Maybe there's a long-term investment there. Maybe there's butts in the seats, jersey sales, or something that I'm not understanding. I was watching a podcast yesterday, and one of the ex-Major League Baseball players on that podcast was saying what I find to be true. I will not turn on the TV to watch Juan Soto at bat. I will not go out of my way to watch him play. He's not that exciting as a player. He is a once-in-a-generation talent, maybe. Yes, he's a absolutely phenomenal hitter. He takes a lot of walks. His on-base percentage is awesome. But is he really that exciting to watch? It's not the same level as Shohei. It's not the same level as Aaron Judge. When you will turn on that TV and stop watching whatever you're watching to see those guys hit. They're amazing. They're outrageous. Now, we all know also that New York, any team in New York, but particularly the New York Mets, are a tough team to play for. We've seen a lot of people go out that way to pasture. Now, he's still very, very young and has a lot left in his career. But you gotta wonder how long it's gonna last. In my mind, he is a mediocre base runner. He's not that fast. Now, I've been going back and forth, and my favorite position in baseball is the outfield. I've been trying to figure out, okay, you look at the guy's stats, you look at Soto's stats, and he's got a 980 fielding percentage, but really, how good is he? How good is he in the outfield? If you watch footage of him, you can see that there are a lot of balls that drop in or around him or get over his head, or his first step is wrong. That doesn't mean he's a horrible outfielder. He's probably above average outfielder, but the real question is, to me, and I think this is an important factor, is he a plus or a minus on the defense? Now, baseball statistics fail to cover one very important aspect on a fielder's play, on someone that's out in the field, and that's the amount of range or coverage he has, because I believe, and this is my personal opinion, that there's a lot of balls that drop, that should not drop in front of or go over Soto's heads. Does he have a pretty decent arm? Yes. He has a high percentage of throwing people out, but is that maybe because people are running because they're not too worried about his defense? What is the actual report on his fielding? Is he someone that you go, hey, let's hit the ball to him and see what happens? I mean, that's what happened with the Yankees, right? Hit the ball to him and see what happens. I think Soto's in the same category. And again, I want to make sure we're not bashing on Soto at all here. We're not saying that he's not a great player, that he's going to make a difference on a team. We're only statusizing that based on that he's getting $765 million over 15 years. I don't agree with that. You compare him to a player like Shohei Ohtani, who on the field instantly makes a difference in his at-bats, in the way he approaches the game. His speed alone is something that sets him apart. Now, we've not seen Shohei play defense. He did play the outfield in Japan, as far as I know. We don't know if we're going to see him pitch for the Dodgers this year. We can only hope that he does, because that's just going to be even more exciting. But when you take a player like Shohei Ohtani and what he can do for a baseball team, you got to go, that's amazing. Let's keep him. That guy's worth the $700 million over 10 years. And I get that Shohei makes a lot more money outside of baseball and sponsorships, and so he's got all that to sit on. And I do also understand that the amount of money being thrown at Soto, again, may have something behind it that makes sense. But I don't understand the $765 million. I mean, think about it. Largest contract in NBA history, $314 million, Jason Tatum. Largest contract in the NFL history, $450 million for Patrick Mahomes. Tatum and Mahomes combined, $764 million. Juan Soto, $765 million. I saw a meme the other day. What does that tell you? Kids, play baseball. Play baseball. You know, it's my perspective. It's fun to hear from a fan's perspective on it. I'm personally a Dodgers fan. Yes, I'm part of the new evil empire. I'm sorry about that, but I didn't cut the check, so that's not on me. If you would have asked me at the end of the season, would I take Juan Soto on my team? I would say absolutely not. Absolutely not. Not because he's not a fantastic hitter, not because he's not really good at baseball, but because I don't see the same thing I see in other outfielders. I don't see the same thing I see in an uninjured Mike Trout. I don't see the same thing as I see in a Mookie Betts. I look at Mookie Betts and I go, there's an undersized, amazing athlete that plays his heart out, that does everything he can in the field, and just look at the difference. Look how that guy fielded the ball when he was in the World Series. Look at the effort he puts in, and it's amazing to me. I'm sorry, Juan Soto just comes off as lazy. There's no other way to put it. Don't hate him. He just comes off as lazy. I wouldn't want him on the team. The dynamic the Dodgers had this year was amazing. Bunch of misfit toys and a bunch of superstars put perfectly together and managed by Dave Roberts, who before this season I was not a big fan of. I think he did a fantastic job. What are we talking about? We are talking about the biggest contract in baseball history, and it's going to be interesting to see where it goes. I don't have a clue. I mean, playing again in New York for the New York Mets is not an easy. It's not a guarantee. They got to put a good team around him. That's a big ballpark. That's not easy to hit home runs there. He's not going to have the short right field that was in Yankee Stadium anymore. So, you got to wonder what's going to happen. This should be interesting, guys. I want to see how it goes. I am going to be tuning into all the games in the beginning. I'm hoping he gets off to a fast start. But I think we've kind of set the bar pretty high with $765 million. Do you think he's worth it? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for joining me today. I hope to be back soon with some very interesting baseball topics.